Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video tonight I am going to be giving you my match reaction for the Tottenham Manchester United game. It's just ended. Tottenham 1, Manchester United 1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like I mentioned on my preview, it was Manchester United's first visit, to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium was Manchester United's new visit, 58th visit, to a new away ground and all of that. Analysing the game, I thought a draw was a fair result, to be quite honest with you. The positive is from our perspective, we are unbeaten now in our last 12 games in all competitions, and we are now just 2 points behind top 4. So, of course, top 4 is still on for Manchester United and all of that. Now, I thought, we had better of the game. I thought, we actually, created more chances than Tottenham in that. Of course, Marcus Rashford had a big chance in the first half, should have converted that. That was a great clear-cut chance that Manchester United had. Also, too, I thought Bruno Fernandes was the best player on the pitch. He created, quite a few good chances for us. I think Fred also had an opportunity in the first half. Martial, he had an opportunity in the second half as well. But I did say, didn't I, prior to the game, Tottenham's game plan, they was going to play defensive, and look to hit us on the counter-attack. And to be fair, Tottenham, looked very, very good on the counter-attack. I thought Son looked threatening for them. Also, too, Sergio Aurier had a good game. Steven Bergwijn, he also looked threatening for Tottenham as well. So, analysing 90 minutes, I thought we had the better of it. I really, really did. Tottenham, did take the lead against the run of play. It was a goal from Steven Bergwijn. Obviously, Harry Maguire and De Gea were accountable for Steven Bergwijn's goal, because Harry Maguire, got turned, from Steven Bergwijn, basically. And, Harry Maguire, should have tackled Steven Bergwijn. Definitely, David De Gea should have saved the shot, because it actually, came off David De Gea, did the goal. And you heard, Roy Keane, criticising David De Gea on Sky Sports. And I've got to agree with him on that aspect, because David De Gea has been a liability in the last couple of years for Manchester United. This has been David De Gea's now 9th season with the football club. I think he's approaching his 10th year now at Manchester United. But I did say, didn't I, David De Gea's had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been here. But in the last couple of years, he has been a liability. You can't take anything away from him, reflecting on what he's achieved in that. Because, David De Gea has achieved so much for Manchester United. He's won, the club's player of the year quite a few times. He's won everything here domestically. And he has been at the football club since 2011 and that. But I do believe for next season, probably, Dean Henderson will be our number 1 goalkeeper. Obviously, for the remainder of this season, David De Gea is going to remain our number 1 goalkeeper and that. So, Tottenham, did go 1-0 up. Tottenham as well had another chance in the first half. I think they had a chance through Heung-min Son, but prior to that and the goal, Tottenham, didn't really create anything. Harry Kane, of course, was very, very quiet in the game as well. Like I said, Tottenham, were missing players. Like I said, Dele Alli had a 1-game suspension. He got given a 1-game suspension from the FA from them coronavirus offensive social media posts, and he got fined £50,000. Of course, Tanganga was also injured as well. Eric Lamela, he did okay in the game for Tottenham. So, like I said, a draw was a fair result. We equalised towards the end of the match. Obviously, we had got a penalty. Paul Pogba, had been brought down in the box by Eric Dyer. And, of course, Bruno Fernandes had converted the penalty and all of that. Of course, we brought all our 5 substitutions on in the game. Of course, we brought Odion Ighalo on. Matic came on. Odion Ighalo, Matic, Pogba. Obviously, he came on. I've got to, give a lot of credit to Paul Pogba, because he made a fantastic impact when he came on, did Paul Pogba. So, I've got to give, Paul Pogba a lot of credit for that. Also too, Mason Greenwood, came on in the game as well. Didn't also too Eric Bailly come on, if I'm right, as well. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, used all his 5 substitutions and all of that. But yeah, I think I've read some of the stats of the game. We had around 63% of the possession. I think we had around, 13 shots in total, had around 6 shots on target. But I heard that, we only had 1 or 2 shots on target in the second half and all of that. But, we did look pretty good on the ball. Like I said, Hugo Lloris as well did very, very well for Tottenham. He made some very, very good saves in the game as well. But, we was looking to do the double over Tottenham for the first time since the 2011-12 season. Of course, Solskjaer was looking to beat Jose Mourinho for the second time as a manager because, of course, Solskjaer overcame Jose Mourinho once early on in the season because we beat Tottenham by 2-1 early on in the season. I think Marcus Rashford had scored twice in that game. Tottenham, of course, obviously, they're going for the top 4. I don't see Tottenham getting top 4, to be quite honest with you. I think we're going to, finish ahead of Tottenham. Of course, if Tottenham had won the game, they'd have only gone 1 point behind us. Tottenham cannot win anything in terms of silverware this season because, of course, they're not in the Champions League. They're also not in the FA Cup and that, so the top 4 is a priority for them. But I said in regards to Tottenham, they have got very, very good players and all of that. They've got Kane, they've got Son, they've got, the likes of Lucas Moura, Jedson Fernandez, they've got him as well on loan from Benfica. They've got that Steven Bergwijn who's made a fantastic impact for them. But I don't think Jose Mourinho's a foreseeable future for Tottenham. And I think, Tottenham did make a bad mistake by recommending Jose Mourinho win. I think, Tottenham, should have stuck with Mauricio Pochettino because Mauricio Pochettino endured 5.5 years with Tottenham. And analysing the vast majority of his tenure, Tottenham were competing in and out of the top 4. Don't forget, Pochettino got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final last season. In January, of course, Tottenham let Dele Alli go, and they also, let not Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen go, Christian Eriksen, of course, endured 7 years with Tottenham, and he went to Inter Milan in January, and of course, they let Danny Rose go out on loan to Newcastle and all of that. But, like I said, in regards to Jose Mourinho, he's no longer a manager at the top level. He has got a good pedigree behind him, reflects on the amount of silverware and that he has won because he's won around 25 major honours in his managerial career. But tonight he was reuniting with Manchester United and he was looking to get one over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, was Jose Mourinho on that. But obviously, it didn't work out. But I did say, didn't I, Jose Mourinho's got a reputation of, playing defensive against the big teams. Obviously, I did it in his 2.5 years when he was with us, did Jose Mourinho on that. And analysing, the game, I thought, we did very, very well. We had, like I said, we had a lot of the possession. We pressed well. We had some good chances in the game. We just couldn't break Tottenham down because, like I said, they was playing very, very defensive and all of that. So really, it isn't our fault. But like I said, reverting back to what I said earlier on in the video, the first goal, Harry Maguire was accountable and so too was David De Gea. You can also blame Luke Shaw as well for heading it on. My own perception on Luke Shaw, I think, he had a really, really bad game for Manchester United, Luke Shaw. Because he made, quite a few mistakes. But we made a lot of mistakes, in the game, to be quite honest with you. We did, make quite a lot of mistakes and all of that. But it isn't the worst result. We've got now 8 games remaining in the Premier League. Next up is Sheffield United at Old Trafford, and then I think it is Norwich in the Cup. And like I said, I think we should take at least 21 points, from our 8 remaining games because I think we've got the easiest running out of the Premier League teams. I think the only hard game we've now got is the last game of the season against Leicester. Maybe, you can say Sheffield United is going to be a hard game as well. But prior to that, we should win them. Top 4 is a priority for us. I also said, didn't I, the FA Cup's a priority for us. Also, too, the Europa League is a priority for us as well. we've got a chance of winning 2 trophies under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And, if we can win FA Cup and the Europa League, and of course, if we can get in the top 4, that will be a fantastic achievement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United. Definitely in that. But yeah, but I did say on my preview, to this game against Tottenham, I was very, very convinced that Manchester United would win it, because I did say Solskjaer will approach the game correctly. He'll go with the right 11. And I think he did go with the right 11. I think the only mistake he did make was not starting Paul Pogba, because of course, he did bench Paul Pogba. He did obviously, didn't he go with the 4-2-3-1 Solskjaer and that? Like I said, he has been changing formation persistently this season. Like I said, we've now registered 18 points against the big 6 sides this season, including, the draw tonight with Tottenham and that. But it's not the worst result, it would have been more disappointing, if we had have lost the game, because, then Tottenham, probably, would have been back in that top 4 race. They would have been back in that top 4 race and all of that. Rashford, didn't do too bad. I thought he made some good runs, did Marcus Rashford? I thought tonight as well. Martial was a bit quiet in the game, but like I said, he had that great chance in the second half. Martial was playing centrally tonight, by the way. Some people said he should have played out wide. It was obviously, Rashford playing out wide, but, James was a bit quiet as well. But like I said, Bruno Fernandes was definitely our best player tonight without a shadow of a doubt. He really, really wasn't that. Tom Way wasn't too bad at times. So there were some good performers and, there was some bad performers, to be quite honest with you. But analysing it overall, I thought, a draw was a fair result. I've got to make that admission. I have, definitely got to make that admission. But, Jose Mourinho was talking earlier on this week, and, he did say, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is way out of his depth at Manchester United. And he did say prior to the game, the players that, he named the 4 Man United players, that Tottenham have to contend with. And I think he said Daniel James, Rashford, Anthony Martial, and I think he did say Jesse Lingard as well. Don't forget, before the football season got suspended, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, did say, that a lot needed to be changed at Manchester United when he replaced Jose Mourinho back in December 2018. That because, like I said to Jose Mourinho enjoyed 2.5 years with us. He did win the Europa League and League Cup in his first season at Manchester United, but I'd given you the main explanations, why it didn't work out, when we had Jose Mourinho, is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players. The board weren't backing the signings that he wanted to recommend in to the football club. And, don't forget, Jose Mourinho recommended 11 players in to Manchester United. So let's put into the equation Solskjaer's inheriting the vast majority of them, because, there's only a few players that have left, who Jose Mourinho, of course, brought in and all of that. So there you go. But yeah, so it does end, Tottenham 1, Manchester United 1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It does end, 1-1 and all of that. So yeah, we'll look forward to the next game now against Sheffield United. Of course, the ongoing news with the transfers and all of that. There's so many players on our agenda. It's going to be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer approaches the summer transfer window. Solskjaer's already said, he wants to make around 3 or 4 major signings at the end of the season, because he believes we need that to become title contenders next season and all of that. Like I said to you as well, there's decisions that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's probably got to make ahead of next season as well. Like I said, we're facing a bit of a dilemma at left back. Probably maybe next season Brandon Williams will become our first choice left back, but for the remainder of this season, Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back. And I think next season as well, like I mentioned, Dean Henderson, may be our number 1 goalkeeper in that. Of course, I've got to make a decision on Angel Gomez, because, don't forget, he is stalling on a new contract, is Angel Gomez. Obviously, we have put forward a few contract offers for Angel Gomez. Of course, we've recently offered him a new contract with around £30,000 a week, But, Solskjaer did say in his press conference prior to this game against Tottenham, he did say, that Angel Gomez is close to signing a new contract at Manchester United, and Solskjaer, did say that Angel Gomez is a very, very good kid and all of that. But Angel Gomez has only made 6 first-team appearances for Manchester United, this season, and only 10 in total since he broke into the senior squad back in 2017 and all of that. So these decisions, that Manchester United have got to make, definitely, like I said to you as well, there's going to be players that are going to be leaving the football club in the summer transfer window. Definitely know Phil Jones is going to be leaving the football club. Well, I expect him to leave the club. We are looking to get rid of Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. We're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira as well, because we have still got Deadwood at the football club. But to be fair to Solskjaer, he has got rid of a lot of the Deadwood since he got recommended in to Manchester United and all of that. So there you go. Like I said, reverting back to the Tottenham game, reportedly, we should have had, we was going to be given another penalty right at the end of the game. Bruno Fernandes has been brought down, but VAR intervened, and of course, the decision, was not made. So obviously, the penalty had not been given and all of that. But we need more signings, because you can see the areas where Manchester United are lacking. Of course, we're in search for the right winner. We're also in search for a midfielder, and we're also in search for a centre-half, even though we have got a lot of centre-halves in the team. I think we're also in search for a striker as well, even though the other week Odina Gallo had extended his loan at the football club for a further 7 months and all of that. So we are still in search for a striker. And I think Solskjaer still wants to continue the policy of recruiting young British talents to Manchester United like he did do last summer. Because 3 of the 5 players he's recommended in so far, of course, have been British. But like I've said to I've seen improvements under Solskjaer, since he came in. Solskjaer's also changed quite a few things. Of course, like I said, he's brought 5 good players into the football club so far. Solskjaer has promoted the youth very, very well. The young players have been given their chances this season. And Solskjaer has been at the football club, now for around, 18 months or just over 18 months. I think he has been permanent Manchester United manager for a good 15, 16 months now. We give Solskjaer the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. I personally don't think Solskjaer has a foreseeable future for Manchester United, but I think we have got to give him another season, because it is a transition period. And like Solskjaer revealed at the beginning of the year, he's hopeful that we can get through this transition period and all of that. But he does lead at least another season. I did say to didn't I, the things that I've saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Man United. Definitely the sign of Bruno Fernandes has saved Solskjaer's job at Man United. And I think, with the wins against likes of City and Tottenham earlier on in the season, they've saved Solskjaer's job at the football club as well. But Solskjaer knows that he's got the backing of Ed Woodward for the summer transfer window, and he's also got the backing of Ed Woodward. The summer transfer window will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager and all of that. But and like I said, we was very, very critical of Solskjaer earlier on this season, but a lot of Manchester United fans were very, very critical of him because earlier on in the season, we'd enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. For 30 years and all of that. And, Solskjaer, was under serious pressure. He really, really was. And he was under serious pressure in that. But, we are sticking with him at the moment. And, like I said, we haven't only been critical of Solskjaer, we've been critical of the Glazers for several years. We've also been critical of Ed Woodward for several years, reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been. Also, with us overpaying for players and his poor selection of managers, So this is why, we have been critical of Woodward, and Woodward has been at the football club since 2012. So there you go. And that I heard the other week that we've got around 269 or is it 270 million pounds to spend in the summer transfer window. So that should be enough for us, to get, the number of players that we do want in. Put into the equation as well, we're going to sell players, so, we are going to generate money in that aspect as well. Don't forget it confirmed the other week that our debt had risen up by almost £130 million. And I think our net debt now is just over 429 million or something like that. But Woodward did say last month, that we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. But he also did say that we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market and that. So obviously we've more or less got a fully fit squad. The only injuries we've got now is Phil Jones and Alex Tuanzebe. Solskjaer have confirmed this, prior to the game against Tottenham tonight. He also praised Marcus Rashford in his press conference as well prior to the game, because obviously, Marcus Rashford had convinced the government to not scrap free school meals. Free school meals has been extended for another 6 weeks, and I think Rashford has raised around £20 million for charity, and he's changed, so many kids' lives. So you've got to, credit Marcus Rashford for that. He really, really haven't that. So, and Rashford and Solskjaer, he's actually, backed Rashford to become England captain in the future and that, because definitely, Rashford is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. He really, really is in that. But like I said, we have been inconsistent for the last 7 years, and we have made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years, and that's one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent. We can say maybe we made a mistake by giving Solskjaer the job permanently. We did make a mistake by giving him a job permanently. We did give him it too early. There's players over the years that we've brought in who we shouldn't have brought in. There's players who we've brought in on the other hand as well, who we shouldn't have got rid of. Prime example, shouldn't have really got rid of Ander Herrera. Shouldn't have really got rid of Romelu Lukaku and all of that. Of course, Ferguson, made a mistake by recommending David Moyes into the job and that. There's also players that we've given contracts to, who we shouldn't have given contracts to. So Manchester United have made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years or so. But, we are still one of the biggest clubs in the world. We're the most successful team in England, 20 titles, 13 of them, Premier Leagues and all of that. And Solskjaer, is eyeing another treble. He's looking, to win the FA Cup. He's looking to win the Europa League, and he's looking to get the top 4. So, of course, that is another treble. But our expectations next season will be to challenge for the title. Because, this has been the 7th season now. We've failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And of course, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. So we haven't won it, since the Alex Ferguson era. And of course, we've only won 3 trophies since Ferguson left. And that, of course, was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. But like I said, in the last 7 years, we've spent close to the £1 billion range on players. And we've recruited over 30-odd players since the Ferguson era. So in reality, we should be in Liverpool's position and all of that. But, like I said, these positives to take from tonight's game, and that, we didn't lose the game, we did dominate the second half, like I mentioned, we had better with the chances and that, Fernandes did well, so it's good that he's keeping his good vein of form up. Pogba, made a fantastic impact, when he came on as well. I was disappointed with Maguire. I was very, very disappointed with Luke Shaw and all of that. Because, Luke Shaw made mistakes. But, there's still problems in the Manchester United team. There really, really isn't that. But what I said, before, United fans have got different verdicts on Solskjaer. Some United fans think he's the foreseeable future for the club. And some United fans think, we need a manager in at the top level, such as Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola and all of that. Like I said, I want things to work out under Solskjaer at the end of the day, because he was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance and all of that. And, this is, why I want things to work out under him. Like I said, the 3 managers we sacked, obviously, it didn't work out under them. It didn't work out under Moyes. He endured 9 months at the club. Didn't work out under Louis van Gaal. He endured 2 years at the club, and didn't work out under Jose Mourinho. He endured 2.5 years at the football club and all of that. So there you go. So there you go and all of that. But like I said, you know, for the summer transfer window, you know, our priority targets are Jadon Sancho, of course. He's our number one priority target. Another one of our priority targets is Jack Grealish. You know, obviously, you know, we're still looking to get Jude Bellingham and that on the board as well. But, you know, Solskjaer was talking the other week and, you know, he did say he will avoid buying rotten apples in the squad. And he did say, you know, he did warn our players he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. But I think the big test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is next season. Like I said on my video earlier on, even if we don't get qualification for the Champions League, I still think he will be here next season. It all depends on Manchester City's 2-year European ban, because obviously, you know, if they don't get it if they get it upheld, then of course fifth place is a Champions League spot. But I think, you know, from tonight's game, Tottenham will be more disappointed, you know, that they didn't get the 3 points, because, you know, Tottenham now winless in their last 7 games. So let's just, you know, put that into the equation. And I think, you know, Kane, you know, will leave Tottenham next season. You know, if Tottenham, you know, if Tottenham fail to match his ambition, and of course if Tottenham, you know, do not win out in terms of silverware and that. So there you go. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.